My beloved child, wait, do not let this moment pass you by. There is a story unfolding that almost nobody expected, and before it reaches its turning point, you need to hear every word. Somewhere today, in a place filled with ordinary conversations, laughter, and unnoticed moments, one person made a decision that surprised everyone around them. They stopped hiding what had been locked inside their heart for so long. Without warning, they spoke your name with a confidence no one believed they possessed. The room fell silent. Faces turned. Time itself seemed to pause. Nobody expected those words to be spoken aloud, yet they could not hold them back any longer. Don't skip, because what happened immediately after that changed the entire atmosphere. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There are moments in life that arrive quietly before they become unforgettable. This was one of them. The people standing nearby looked at each other, searching for an explanation that did not exist. Some smiled in disbelief. Others whispered, wondering what had given this person such unexpected courage. But only one truth mattered: they were no longer afraid to let the world know how deeply you had changed something inside them. They did not speak because someone forced them. They spoke because silence had become impossible. And while everyone focused on the confession, something even more surprising was beginning to happen behind the scenes, something that nobody noticed in that very moment. Don't look away now. The biggest piece of this story has not been revealed yet. Before you decide what this story means, stay with it just a little longer. Every unexpected moment has another layer hidden beneath it, and this one is no different. What seemed like a simple public declaration was only the first chapter of a much greater surprise. Someone heard those words who was never supposed to hear them. One unexpected reaction set another event into motion, and that single chain of moments is about to transform everything that follows. Don't skip, because the next revelation connects every clue you've heard until now. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and the truth behind this extraordinary moment is only beginning to unfold. My beloved child, pause for just a moment, because what happened after that public declaration left everyone more speechless than the confession itself. The silence that followed was not empty, it was filled with anticipation. Every eye remained fixed on the person who had spoken so boldly, waiting to see whether they would take those words back. But instead of stepping away, they stood even taller. They smiled with a confidence no one had ever seen before, as if they had finally escaped years of hesitation. In that instant, people realized this was never a sudden decision. It had been growing quietly for far longer than anyone imagined. Don't skip, because the next few moments revealed a truth that completely changed how everyone understood the story. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then something completely unexpected happened. A person who had been silently observing everything slowly walked closer. No one knew what they were about to say. The atmosphere became so still that even the smallest sound seemed louder than before. Instead of questioning the confession, they simply smiled and said that some feelings become too powerful to remain hidden forever. Those simple words echoed through everyone's heart. Suddenly, whispers turned into quiet respect, and disbelief transformed into understanding. The person who had declared their love no longer looked nervous, they looked relieved, as though a heavy burden had finally disappeared. But the greatest surprise had not arrived yet. Someone else was about to step forward with information that would connect every missing piece. Don't look away now. The story is only getting stronger. My beloved child, every unforgettable story reaches a moment where everything changes at once, and that moment is getting closer. What nobody realized was that this public declaration had awakened emotions in people who had remained silent for far too long. Hidden conversations were beginning. Long-forgotten promises were being remembered. Doors that seemed permanently closed were quietly starting to open again. And somewhere beyond everyone's attention, one final decision was already being made, a decision that would surprise even the person who had spoken your name so fearlessly. Don't skip, because what happens next will make this entire story impossible to forget. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Everything changed the moment people thought the story was over. Most believed the public confession was the biggest surprise of the day, but they had no idea it was only the beginning. As everyone slowly returned to their conversations, one unexpected message began to spread from person to person. No one could explain how it started, yet it carried the same incredible truth, that someone had finally chosen honesty over fear. The atmosphere felt different. Smiles appeared where there had once been doubt. Questions turned into curiosity. Even those who had never believed in unexpected moments found themselves wondering what would happen next. Don't skip, because the next revelation connects everything you've heard so far. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Far away from the crowd, the person who had spoken your name finally had a quiet moment alone. Instead of celebrating, they simply looked toward the horizon with a peaceful smile. It wasn't because they expected applause. It was because they had finally said what their heart had wanted to say for so long. In that calm moment, something extraordinary happened. An unexpected sign appeared, not loud, not dramatic, but powerful enough to confirm that the decision they had made was the right one. That single moment filled them with a confidence they had never experienced before. And just when it seemed nothing could make this story any more surprising, someone arrived carrying a piece of news that no one saw coming. The conversation that followed lasted only a few minutes, yet it changed the entire direction of the story. Hidden misunderstandings began disappearing one by one. Long-held assumptions quietly faded away. Every missing piece started fitting together as if the timing had been planned all along. What once looked impossible suddenly felt closer than ever before. But the most unforgettable chapter has not happened yet. One final meeting is drawing near, and when it finally takes place, every unanswered question will suddenly make perfect sense. Don't skip, because the next part reveals the moment everyone has been waiting for. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Just when everything seemed to settle, an unbelievable twist quietly began unfolding. The words that had once shocked the crowd were no longer being whispered, they were being remembered. People couldn't stop talking about the courage they had witnessed. Some wondered what would happen next, while others secretly hoped they would see the two paths finally cross. But the person who had publicly declared their love wasn't focused on what anyone else thought anymore. Their attention was fixed on one thing alone: a future they had imagined for so long was finally beginning to feel possible. Don't skip, because the next few moments reveal something no one expected. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then, without warning, an unexpected opportunity appeared. It wasn't announced. It wasn't planned. It simply arrived at the perfect time, as though every previous event had been leading to this exact moment. A familiar face stepped forward with a smile that carried more meaning than words ever could. The atmosphere became filled with quiet anticipation. Every heartbeat seemed to ask the same question. Could this really be the moment everything changes? No one knew the answer yet, but one thing was certain: the story was moving toward a destination far greater than anyone had imagined. Don't look away now. The biggest surprise is closer than ever. And just before the day reached its unforgettable ending, one final clue appeared. It was small enough for most people to overlook, yet powerful enough to change the meaning of everything that had happened from the very beginning. Suddenly, every conversation, every silent glance, and every unexpected decision fit together like pieces of a puzzle. What once felt impossible now seemed within reach. But the greatest revelation has been saved for the final chapter. Don't skip, because the ending is where every hidden answer comes together. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The final chapter began in complete silence. No cheering, no dramatic announcement. Just one unforgettable moment that carried more meaning than anyone could explain. The person who had fearlessly spoken your name looked around with a peaceful smile, not because they needed approval, but because they had finally chosen truth over uncertainty. In that instant, every doubt that once held them back simply disappeared. The crowd slowly realized they had not witnessed an ordinary confession. They had witnessed someone finding the courage to stop hiding what had been in their heart all along. Don't skip, because the ending holds the most powerful message of this entire journey. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the day came to a close, conversations continued long after everyone had gone their separate ways. People remembered the confidence, the honesty, and the unexpected turn that nobody believed could happen. Some called it surprising. Others called it unforgettable. But the person at the center of it all carried only one quiet hope: that one day these words would reach the heart they were meant for. They knew that real feelings are never measured by how loudly they are spoken, but by the courage it takes to finally reveal them. And somehow, that courage inspired more people than they would ever realize. Every extraordinary story leaves behind one lasting reminder, and this one is no different. Sometimes the greatest moments arrive without warning, changing everything in ways no one can predict. What seemed impossible yesterday can become the memory everyone talks about tomorrow. So whenever life feels uncertain, remember this: the most meaningful chapters often begin when fear finally lets go. Don't skip the moments that matter, because they may be leading you toward a future greater than you ever imagined. Stay till the end of your own story. Because sometimes the ending becomes the beginning of something truly unforgettable. A new chapter quietly began after everyone believed the story had reached its ending. Days passed, yet the memory of that public declaration refused to fade. People still spoke about the unexpected courage they had witnessed, but none of them knew what was happening behind the scenes. The person who had openly shared their feelings wasn't waiting for applause. They were patiently waiting for the right moment when actions would become stronger than words. Don't skip, because the next turn is the one nobody could have predicted. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then an ordinary day suddenly became unforgettable. A simple encounter, one unexpected conversation, and one genuine smile changed the atmosphere completely. There were no grand speeches this time. No audience. No noise. Just two paths that seemed to be moving closer with every passing moment. It felt as though every coincidence had been quietly guiding this story toward a destination that had been written long before anyone noticed. The surprises were no longer happening around the crowd, they were unfolding where they mattered most. Every unanswered question was slowly finding its place, and every doubt was beginning to disappear. As the sun slowly set, one final realization became impossible to ignore. The bold confession that had amazed everyone was never the true ending, it was only the first step towards something even greater. Some stories are remembered because they are dramatic. Others are remembered because they change hearts forever. This was one of those stories. And if you've stayed until this moment, remember one thing: the greatest chapters are often the ones that begin after everyone else thinks the story is over. Don't skip. Because the next journey may be even more extraordinary than the one you've just witnessed. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The story did not end with a confession. In many ways, that unforgettable moment was only the key that unlocked everything waiting behind it. As the days moved forward, something remarkable began to happen. The same people who had once been shocked were now inspired by the courage they had witnessed. They realized that one honest moment had changed the direction of countless conversations. But there was one detail no one had discovered yet. A quiet promise had already been made, and when the time was right, it would surprise everyone once again. Don't skip, because the most meaningful revelation is still ahead. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Somewhere, away from the attention of the crowd, a decision was taking shape. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't influenced by anyone else's opinions. It came from a place of complete certainty. Every memory, every silent hope, and every unexpected twist had led to this single choice. The person who had once spoken your name so fearlessly now understood that true feelings are proven through consistency, patience, and unwavering belief. That realization gave them a confidence stronger than ever before. And just when everything seemed calm, an unexpected opportunity appeared. One that had the power to bring two separate journeys closer than anyone imagined. The most unforgettable endings are never loud. They arrive quietly, leaving behind a feeling that stays long after the story is over. This journey has never been about a single public moment. It has been about courage overcoming hesitation, hope replacing uncertainty, and truth finding its voice when the time was finally right. As one chapter closes, another begins with possibilities no one can fully predict. Don't skip the moments that seem ordinary today, because tomorrow they may become the turning point you'll always remember. Stay till the end, because every great story saves its brightest chapter for those who never stopped believing. The journey reached a moment that felt almost impossible to describe. What had started with one unexpected declaration had quietly transformed into something much deeper. The whispers had faded, the questions had been answered, and the uncertainty that once surrounded the story no longer had any power. The person who had spoken your name publicly no longer wondered if they had done the right thing. Every passing day confirmed that choosing honesty had changed everything. But one final surprise was still waiting in the shadows, ready to appear when nobody expected it. Don't skip, because this last revelation brings the entire story together. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the moment everyone had unknowingly been waiting for. It wasn't announced. There were no flashing lights or dramatic speeches. Instead, it arrived through a simple smile, a quiet conversation, and a feeling that everything had finally fallen into place. Every unexpected event, every delay, every unanswered question suddenly made perfect sense. The path that once seemed uncertain now looked clearer than ever before. Even those who had doubted from the beginning could no longer deny that something extraordinary had unfolded right before their eyes. The biggest surprise was never the public confession itself, it was the courage to remain true to those feelings long after the applause had disappeared. As this chapter comes to a close, remember the message hidden within every moment of this journey. Sometimes life changes in a single conversation. Sometimes one fearless decision creates a future no one could have imagined. The most unforgettable stories are not built on impossible promises, they are built on hope, patience, and the courage to speak from the heart. If you've stayed until this very last moment, carry this thought with you: the next unexpected chapter of your own story could begin when you least expect it. Don't skip the opportunities life places before you. Stay till the end of every journey. Because the greatest surprises often arrive after everyone else believes the story is already over. One final thought remains before this story fades into memory. Long after the crowd had gone home and the excitement had settled, the impact of that single public declaration continued to grow. It wasn't remembered because it was loud, it was remembered because it was real. Every person who witnessed it carried a different lesson away, but the greatest lesson belonged to the one who had the courage to speak. They discovered that the biggest victories are not found in hiding your truth, but in trusting the right moment to reveal it. Don't skip, because the final message is the heart of this entire journey. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Looking back, every unexpected twist now seems connected. The hesitation, the silence, the surprising confession, the reactions, and the quiet moments that followed were never random. They were pieces of one extraordinary story coming together exactly when they were meant to. Sometimes life doesn't reveal its purpose all at once. Sometimes it lets the mystery unfold one chapter at a time until everything suddenly makes sense. That is why the ending feels so powerful. Because every unanswered question has finally found its place, and every hidden emotion has finally found its voice. Now the page gently closes, but the feeling remains. Remember this whenever you face uncertainty: the moments that seem ordinary today may become the memories that shape tomorrow. Courage has a way of opening doors that fear can never even approach. Hope has a way of lasting longer than doubt. And the stories people remember forever are the ones where someone dared to be genuine when nobody expected it. Don't skip the chapters, life is still writing for you. Stay till the end, because sometimes the most beautiful beginning appears only after what seemed like the ending.